Hi everyone. I'm going to go ahead and record this lesson a little bit early, but today we are going to be talking about the second part of our introduction to broadcast journalism. Now, yesterday we began the talk in broadcast journalism and we talked about what broadcast journalism is, what all it includes: television, radio, online streaming, all of these technological ways to get information out to our viewers and to our audience is a form of broadcast journalism. Now, today we're going to be talking about some of the technical side of broadcast journalism, particularly the camera angles in which broadcast journalism is filmed. Now, we see these camera angles most notably on newsreels when you're watching the news at night and the news anchors are telling you a particular story or a particular segment, and then the camera cuts away and we watch a video or a reel of the event that they're talking about. What I mean by that is, initially when you watch a news program, when you watch a newsreel on camera, you see your one or two news anchors that are talking, and then they might say, "Take a look at this," or "Watch here," and then it cuts to a video of a reporter who has gone out on the field and recorded and reported on a particular story. So we're going to be talking about some of the different camera angles that our reporters use when they film different stories. The first of these is recording a video from a low angle. What do you think this might mean? We're about to see an image of a picture shot from a low angle. This is a low angle. This is an angle in which the reporter, of course, is closer to the ground and then turning the camera up towards the sky so that we get this upward shot of our subject, or a low angle. Now, we're going to look at an image from a high angle. What do you think a high angle might look like? Quite the opposite of a low angle. The camera is positioned higher and then aimed closer to the ground. So this is what we call a high angle. Oftentimes, our selfies come from this high angle. Next, we're going to record from a close-up shot. Now, what do you think a close-up might look like? This is a close-up. Do you see how close we are to that turtle's face? We're right up on him. This is a close-up shot. Now we want to get our video or our picture shot from a wide shot. What do you reckon a wide shot might look like? This is a wide shot. A wide shot means that you shoot from way far out. It is the opposite of a close-up. It doesn't necessarily have to mean that the picture that you get or the video that you get is a panorama, the kind of pictures that scan all the way left and right. But it does mean that you capture a large area of the picture, of the video. So a close-up of this might be on the person right here, but the wide shot is the person here on the mountainside in where you can see a lot of the subject. Now, what might a medium shot be? Well, a medium shot is that happy in-between. A medium shot isn't so large that we see the entire area, but it's not so close that all we see is the firefighter either. We need to be able to see a healthy balance of the two. This is what a medium shot is. Now we want to look at what a tight shot might be. What could a tight shot be? Do you think it might be similar to a close-up? Well, let's see. A tight shot is similar to a close-up, but what a tight shot is it is a picture or a video where the subject takes up most of the room. Do you see how the subject here takes up apologies. Do you see how the subject here takes up most of the room on the screen? That is what we call a tight shot. Now, here is an example of somebody setting up a camera to get a close-up or a tight shot, as you can see on the screen, of the dinner plate. It's more of a tight shot. Now, when you are recording a story on a camera for a news station, then you record on what we call a tripod. And a tripod is that three-legged, almost looks like a stool, but that three-legged stand that people attach cameras to. Now, these tripods have three different types of movement. They have tilt, they pan, and they truck. A tilt is when you move the camera up and down, kind of like this. This is tilting. Panning is when you move the camera left and right. And then finally, trucking is when you pick up and you move the camera all around the area. You bring it out, you bring it in, you move it like so. This is trucking. But moving it up and down is tilting, and left and right is panning. And then trucking is all over the place. Now, how do you think you should let people know that you are about to film them for a newscast? How do you approach a person that you would like to film? Well, first, you want to say stand by, and then you count down. You go 3, 2, 1, and then you immediately just point at them. After you say 1, you don't have to talk anymore. But when you point at them, that lets them know that the cameras are rolling, the cameras are recording, and that you are free to, that the subject, rather, the person being filmed is free to talk, and that they are going to, that what they say is going to be caught on camera. So that is their cue, saying stand by and then counting down. You audibly count down. You say 3, 2, 1, and then you point at them without actually saying. Now some stations won't have you necessarily count down, audibly count down. Some news stations, if you're at the desk, they might just have their cameraman just doing that. And that comes down to a difference in news stations and how different news stations would like to have their news stations run. So these are the different ways that cameras are operated in broadcast journalism. So now we have had a little bit of experience operating our, or rather, we've had a little bit of experience learning about broadcast journalism, just being introduced to it. And we will continue discussing broadcast journalism throughout the rest of the week. But today and yesterday were your primers to get you ready for the, to get you ready for the, or to not get you ready for anything, but to get you introduced to broadcast journalism. That's what I meant to say, is that it gives you a chance to get you introduced to broadcast journalism. Now, after you watch this video, be sure to look for instructions on your interviewing project, on your interview and reporting project, because after you watch this video, I will have the questions that you can use as a guide to interview your interviewee, your subject. I will have those, and I will have the deadline for that. So you all have a wonderful Tuesday, and as always, I am always available for email if you need to get in touch with me, and if you need to call me during our virtual period, then of course your parents can give me a call as well. So you all have a wonderful day, and I will see you next time.